Family was good. It's your boy TOJ and the Opinion Junkie. A lot of people call me TLJ, and I didn't realize I pronounce my TOJ like I'm saying T. It's just TOJ for the Opinion Junkie. But I went to jail for 7 days for a traffic ticket, New Year's Eve, a couple of years ago, and actually really before Katrina. But I was trying to figure out how to narrate this story for a video, and I'm gonna add this to my New Orleans exposed category. I've been doing a couple of videos called New Orleans Exposed, just to expose how New Orleans works, things about the city. And I went to jail for 7 days for a traffic ticket. They could have easily sent me home, but because court is closed, I went to jail Christmas Eve night. So that automatically put me in a position to where the following day would be Christmas. So there'd be no court. Then, of course, court is closed until January the 2nd. So I spent 7 days in jail for a traffic ticket, my nigga. And they couldn't get in touch with Jefferson Parish County to send their email back to say let him go. So nobody was in court where I live at. 'Cause I live in Jefferson Parish County, but I got arrested in Orleans Parish because I ran a red light, or they call it a rolling stop. And I got stopped because of that. And they ran my name and said, bro, you got an attachment or a bench warrant in Metairie for a traffic ticket. You should be out of jail in no time. That's what they told me. So calm down. You're freaking out. Ain't like you in jail for, a gun or some shit like that. Now I go to jail, right? And the first night, basically, I'm making phone calls and I'm telling everybody, hey, bro, get me out of jail. And they calling different bail bondsmen. And it was like, yeah, bro, we trying to get you out, but, just stay calm or whatever. And of course, with everybody having cell phones, not every cell phone can take a collect phone call. So I was like, fuck it, I'm stuck here. Now, the first night in jail was the worst because it's your first night in Orleans Parish. I live in Jefferson Parish. It's kind of like normal people, but Orleans Parish is humongous. So you get every walk of life: apes, alligators, coons, possums, vampires, wolves, ravens, witches, just all type of really weird shit in jail in Orleans Parish. Now, there's a system in Orleans Parish where they put wristbands on your arm. The wristbands, like, I think yellow is misdemeanor, so you get like mad respect for having a misdemeanor. Like, niggas be like, they jealous because they know you going to jail. You going home the next day. I think orange is a felony, red is a 2-time felon, and I think white is you going to jail for life. So that's how they would segregate you according to your wristband, right? So I'm sitting in jail, and they send me upstairs, and it's like, the weird thing about being in jail is the first time you go to jail, there's a big ass open area where you can just sit down on benches and talk to everybody. And some niggas be handcuffed and some niggas don't. They just roam free till they call your name, because you can't really escape. You're just in an open area, right? Now, if you in there belligerent, you drunk, you spitting at people, they gonna chain you up. You one of the folks who are dangerous, who are a danger to other people. But if you're like a little gay white dude just got caught, doing something, or somebody like me who got a traffic ticket, they know you're not gonna be like, get me the fuck out of here. You're not gonna be like that. So sure enough, I hear that exact same noise. I hear somebody saying, get me the fuck out of here. I'll fuck all you up. And I'm like, man, he got Juggernaut in this bitch. So we can't see him, we can hear him around a corner. And he like in a cell somewhere. It's like a drunk cell, like a detox chamber, whatever you want to call it. And you hear like, get me the fuck out of here. I mean, fuck all you guys up. And the nice guy who fingerprinted me was like, hey, bro, they got dudes in here trying to go to sleep. Just chill the fuck out, take a nap, and you go home, whatever. He wouldn't stop cursing everybody. I wouldn't stop cursing. So sure enough, the nice guy who took my fingerprints, he said, hey, bro, chill for a second. This man went from 0 to 10 in no time flat. This dude went from being a nice, sweet, adorable cop to like RoboCop. And he body slammed. You can hear all this noise like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, of course, at this point, other cops went in the back to jump this nigga. Whoever this person was making all that noise, like 3 cops went back there to triple team him and whoop his ass. They drag him out. It's a fucking midget. A little bit of like Bushwick Bill, little black dude. Like, all right, I'm sorry, y'all. And I'm like, that's just going to show you a little bit of niggas do be bringing the most fucking heat. Now, I go upstairs. Now, this is where it gets funny. Now I'm upstairs, right? And I'm in a prison cell with a pimp. Pimp Juice was like a pimp on Bourbon Street, hustling white girls at like at a strip club. Let's say 1 o'clock in the morning ish. Because at this point, I know it's, you know, overnight time. There's no clocks on the wall in jail. And you overnight, and the first night in jail, all you hear is sex taking place. You hear a couple of dudes laughing and giggling, you know, conversating to each other. But the cell next to us, all you can hear is somebody having sex. All two niggas just going at it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm like, bro, y'all, we can hear y'all, but they didn't give a fuck. As hours go by, every other cell, you can hear niggas just having sex all night long. Niggas kissing and, ooh, spit on it, spit on it. I'm like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here, because everybody else who was in jail, dudes with different color bracelets, it was so normal to them. And the odd thing about it was like sharing like ramen noodles with each other, sharing a commissary, playing checkers and all that shit. And now the reason why I put this in New Orleans Exposed, because there was a couple of girls who was in the bottom with us, and I was asking them like how they went to jail, because that's the number one question in jail, is what you was in here for. And the girl was like, I beat up the girl who was at my house fucking my old man, and a cop put both of us in the same back seat together to make us fight each other. And a cop just basically took them hoes on a trip through the whole city for like an hour and a half. Before he even took him to lock up, he bought him to lunch. He left him in the backseat with the car running, with the AC on, of course. And he brings an extra cop out to show the girls off. Look what I got. These hoes fighting over a nigga. I mean, and that's just gonna show you how New Orleans Police Department is crooked as a motherfucker, bro. And it's brutally understaffed, because they have to kind of like bring down the what they call, not the test scores, but like, you know, like your standards, to get more recruits. And every other day, bro, there's a different recruit going to jail because he can't make it past his 90-day probationary period with like shooting somebody, beating his old, domestic violence charges. I mean, all the cops in New Orleans, there's more good cops than bad cops. But I'm friends with a cop right now. He's an older black dude. I'm 42. He got to be like right at 50 something ish, like late 50s, like late 50s. But he was telling me, he said, dude, I'm just trying to make retirement age. I said, what you mean? He said, bro, I'm trying to get the fuck out of New Orleans, bro. He said, like the FOP, which is Fraternal Order Police. FOP is a motherfucker, bro. They got something called like the NOPED, like New Orleans Police Fraternity or some shit. And it's a black police fraternity, because the white cops hate the black cops in New Orleans. Is that racist in the system? Now, the reason why I bring it up to New Orleans Exposed is because the way the prison works in New Orleans, there's a crooked dude that's the police chief, or kind of crooked. Let's just say that, because I don't want to say anything and get the guy investigated or get him in trouble, and I got to fuck up somebody who come in and look for me. But there's a scam where when they release you from jail, they release you after midnight, because legally that's considered an extra day, and they get paid extra money for your name still being in the system. I got released at 11 o'clock a.m. I didn't physically walk on Tulane Avenue till midnight, like till 12:45, something like that. At that point, all the buses had already, the last bus had passed. I had to walk home. Now, there's also another scam going on where there's no beds for mentally ill people in New Orleans. And there was a dude in jail. We had no fucking clue what this dude did to go to jail. All he did was juggle all fucking day. There's a dude with a nappy beard, and he had a blue hospital gown on. And this nigga would just juggle toilet paper all day long. And I mean like the actual roll. He had like little white balls that he must have molded from toilet paper, and he just juggled them all day long. And I was like, what the fuck did he do to get out of jail? We said, we don't know. And dude been here since we got here. So what Orleans Parish does, they house all the homeless people that are like troublesome, and that's not really, a threat. They put them in jail, because at least there's a bed, and they won't get fucked with, because they kind of, they throw it off or whatever. So it was one of them things where I was in jail. There was dudes in there just having sex all day long, fighting over BET, and BET was scrambled on the TV. It was scrambled up. You can hear it like 106 in Park, but you couldn't see it. And it was just the craziest thing, man. Like, how many dudes was in jail for nothing? And I know they was in jail, because when you're in jail, you confess to the other dude what you really did. Now, the judge might lie and say something different. DA might lie and say something different. But it was like, man, one dude was in jail who got a fucking a domestic violence charge because he squirted his old lady with fucking with a super soaker. And I was like, how the fuck that happened? He said, well, because I kind of was fucking with her. I was squirting with water. And she was screaming, and the neighbors heard her going, ah, you know, through the walls or whatever. I guess it must was an apartment complex. So the cops, excuse me, came knocking at the door. He explained, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, we was, you know, water fighting with super soaker guns. And she's like, nah, man, you know, you fucked my hair up or whatever. And the cop said, oh, so you didn't consent to it? She's like, no, you know, she really didn't even believe the cop was almost like nudging her into saying it was non-consensual, or so to speak. And he said, nah, then that's assault, because you shot her with water. And he got a domestic violence charge. The pimp I was in jail with, he went to jail for trespassing. And I was like, how? If you work at a certain place? He said, well, I was walking, and basically what happened was this. The cops wanted some pussy from some of the little white chicks he was pimping out at a strip club. And he was like, man, when I got arrested, because they kind of like was casing the little dude out or whatever. He was like, man, when they got me back in the car, I'm like, man, what I'm going to jail for? The cop was like, shit, I don't know yet. Basically, I'm gonna make up something before, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm gonna make up something. I don't know what you're going to jail for yet. And he said, yeah, them niggas put me in jail for like nothing, and I believe it. And it was this dudes in jail for like the most craziest shit. Like they even got like certain cops. Mind you, this is before Katrina. So a lot of them cops either committed suicide, evacuated, or just got the fuck out the force, or just got fired for abandoning their posts. So before, and mind you, Orleans Parish, a lot of those police department guys was under what they call a consent decree, because New Orleans was so evil and so crooked. Like a couple of our cops on death row. And in fact, I think Antoinette Frank's about to get killed any minute now, because she killed her daddy and her fucking and her own partner, and buried the daddy body under her house. So the police department itself is really weird how New Orleans works. The sheriff's department runs the jailhouse. The police force runs the streets. So the sheriff does like you know, like a parade patrol, like gonna have Mardi Gras parades. But the police themselves, the actual officers, they run the streets. They can write speeding tickets and all that kind of shit. So the sheriff and the police superintendent are two different people. So New Orleans is one of the few cities that have two completely autonomous police departments, and both them bitches are crooked as a barrel of snakes, because the police who run the jailhouse, a lot of them motherfuckers be getting caught for sneaking dope in the jail. So yeah, that just, and so I'm just saying that to say that when I got out of jail, it took me a week to get out of jail. But that whole week I was in there, bro, they had dudes in pain, like, hey dog, I need to see my doctor. One guy was like, you know, he was diabetic. There was, man, shake that, you know, they was acting like they was faking it. And the doctor was like a Chinese dude. He was like, hey man, you know, hey, call a captain, bro, I'm sick. I'm having, you know, like, I'm sweating. And this dude was literally drinking out the toilet. He was so fucking hot. So I'm just saying that, you know, and mind you, this is the jailhouse before Katrina. After Katrina, it's a world-class jail. They done tore the old jail down and built a whole new jail from scratch. And guess what? It's just as ignorant as it was. It's just a high-tech, ignorant jail now. So, but the same crooked system of them holding your ass till midnight and just stacking niggas in there and bodies and shit over the dumbest shit. Even if marijuana is decriminalized, they still got police making reasons to like put you in jail. And the criminal justice system ain't no different, because a lot of the same dudes who go to jail be the same dudes with ankle bracelets on, and they walk right back out of jail. And you know, it's just one of them things where it's just sad, bro. The criminal justice system in New Orleans, bro, has failed every working, tax-paying citizen that lives in the city of New Orleans. And it seems like a lot of those guys, the older white shirts, that's what they call them, white shirts. The white shirts is just like trying to stay, you know, with their head down until they make retirement. Anyway, guys, that's my story for the day, bro. Yeah, going in jail was a motherfucker, bro. And I never do anything in Orleans Parish that'll get me in a position to go to fucking OPP, Orleans Parish lockup. Cause they don't give a fuck. Once you go in them doors, bro, and you get a code name, you can beg and tell the security guard, hey, bro, I ain't do nothing. That's not even their concern. The judge gotta sign your ass out or give you a release paper. And even when the judge does, you ain't going to jail for almost another date. They can almost, you know them niggas, they can actually hide your release paper and pretend you didn't get released. Because even if the judge release you, you got to go back to lockup to get your property. See what I'm saying? So the guys, if you're giving a certain security guard attitude, he'd be like, hey, my nigga, I'm gonna wait till shift change and put your name at the bottom of the list so you can go home a day later. So you almost got to be nice, even though they're talking shit to you to your face. You got to pretend that you know that it don't really offend you, so that you can go home on time or whatever. Anyway, guys, that's my story. If you've been to jail, share your prison stories or your jail stories in the comment section below. I need something to laugh at. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Also, go to artbyricco.com. You know that already. ARTBYRICCO.com. Go to my Patreon channel, The Opinion Junkie. Starting today, I'll be uploading every day on Patreon and probably 3 times a week on my regular Opinion Junkie channel. Hit the subscribe button and the alert bell. Till next time, people, peace. I will see you on the dark side.